how I incorporated creativity as a practical use, to have like a practical use for creativity. It's like I started with yo, what's up? Bro, my cough is terrible. Excuse the hair, I know it looks terrible. Last week I lost my ring in a charity box where you throw in clothes. Like, I'm trying to do something good and then something like that happens to me, but the work is there so that they can come by and open the box and let me take it out. So I hope it's still inside. The ring means a lot to me, so yeah. I got the ring. So thankful, man. This ring, it means a lot to me because it's like, it was like a gift from me to me. That's why I got it. I'm so thankful for the people at Volkshilfe, like the charity organization, who came by and just opened the box for me because it's locked. Well, yeah, moving on. Yo guys, it's Brandon Josh here, back again with the new haircut. Yeah, I switched it up pretty quickly, but jokes aside, so glad I got my ring back. Anyways, today we're gonna talk about creativity. Yeah, and for that, just to jump right into it, I make clothing, like this stuff. Sorry for the feet. Anyways, I've been making clothing since January. My mom taught me the basics, and then I just went on and tried out different things. And a main term that came into my head while always making clothing, I also take photos, for example, with analog cameras, like these, for example. I can talk to you about this in a different video, but like a term that comes into my head when doing creative things is creativity. And we all know that you can't always be creative, and it's really difficult, especially at the beginning, to like get started with doing something what you love, you know. And that's why I also got inspired by other people and by a book which is called The War of Art. I've also made like notes which I'm gonna blend in here, and it just talks about like creativity and the misconception of it, you know, that people always think that creativity comes by itself. Like, you sit down and just think to yourself, I'm gonna be creative. It's just not that, you know. You have to actually sit down and do some work to become creative. That's the key point. The sitting down, that's like the biggest hurdle you have to overcome to become creative. And that's the main point in this book. It's called Resistance. It makes sense because it's a resistance against creativity. If you want to actually do something, you should definitely just go and try. Even if it doesn't work in the beginning, you should keep on doing things the way you think it's right, and in the end of the day it will work out. So with this book, I've just learned to become more creative by myself, you know. It's the most difficult part, as I said before, is like the sitting down part, to actually do something, because at the beginning you're not in the zone, like in the creativity zone. So that's where the resistance is the highest. You have to like make sure to like overcome that, to like do something and keep on doing it so that you become more creative with time going on. And yeah, well, let's talk about my experience with creativity. This is not a motivational video, but it's like how I incorporated creativity as a practical use, to have like a practical use for creativity. It's like I started with like no knowledge about any like sewing or anything, or even screen printing. I had no idea about it. Or even with photography, I didn't do like a graphic school or anything like a photography course. Like most of the things are like self-taught and also learned through YouTube videos. And it's just, you have to be motivated by yourself to actually do it, because you have to have the interest to like want to learn more about it. And with time it also develops, like your style develops. Of course, at the beginning you're gonna like mimic other people. You're gonna try to replicate like the stuff they do, so that you know what you're capable of, and then you can develop your own like style. and go on from there and create new things. And that's what I've been going through. And like, for example, the book also shows you that like resistance is the strongest before you reach your goal. And me, for example, I set like many small goals, like each trouser I make, each print that I make, each photo that I edit, it's like a small goal, and like you have to like really fight through to get to the goal, to exceed in whatever you're trying to do. It doesn't have to even be clothing or photography, it can be anything, like writing, it can be even a business plan, whatever. It's like you notice when you're almost at the end, like resistance kicks you in the ass and really wants to like get you back to your comfort zone, you know, but you have to just step out and actually do something. And that's what I learned mostly through this book. Like I've read many books like about business and stuff like that. This book has helped me the most to like utilize like both business and creativity. And you can only be a business person, you can't only be an artist. So it also helped me to find my balance, and it has a lot of tips to like stay consistent and to not give up on what you want to really do, because at the end of the day it's better that you do it and you fail at it instead that you don't do it, you do something you hate, and then at the end of the day when you're old you'll regret not doing it. So that has been my perspective after reading this, or even after watching Gary Vee videos. Like I always watch Gary Vee videos while sewing.
I have a funny feeling about this.
I don't actually watch them, I listen to them because it's like podcasts which are like 1 hour long, and I just listen to the words he says. He gives me real value, you know. He also changed my mindset, and like this book did, and it also helped me to become more productive, more creative, to actually know what's valuable for me. And that's what I also want to give you guys watching. Really, if you're into business, if you're into creativity, if you want to make a business out of something you love, you should definitely watch some Gary Vee videos. He gives you real value. He gives you key tips how to make content. It's like not only business, but it's like mostly how to use social media, how to gain like underrated attention. And I can really recommend his videos. Or even another approach to this topic is like minimalism.
One eternity later.
We completely went off track with the topic, but it also leads back to the creativity. It's such a complex topic. I have to definitely make a different video about that. But anyways, back to the main topic, creativity. It definitely gives you more headspace. You should try to like tune out all the negative, the superficial content which you consume. I'm not trying to like push you to do something, but it's like my opinion to like actually like consume something which helps you in life and not like wastes time, you know. And back to the book, Magnus Ronning, I'm also gonna link him here. He also had a video about this and it also helped him. And it's so interesting that I already read the book before watching the video, and I also felt the same. I can only assure you, if you try to read this, you won't regret it really, because these are practical tips to become more creative, and they helped me a lot to do more. Anyways, it helps me to become more creative, even when it's difficult. Even if I don't want to do something, I tell myself, yeah, you have to sit down, you have to do something, and then the creativity comes back. But you have to have a good balance to do that as well. But yeah, if it wouldn't be your dream, it would be easy. So I definitely would want it for you and for myself to like just go for it. Just have faith in yourself. Like that's at the end of the day, you only have yourself. So yeah, that's my stance on creativity. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell notifications. Leave comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions, just leave them down below. I'll answer all of them. Or if you have any questions, you can also DM me on Instagram or on TikTok. No, on TikTok right as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I could help you in some way. Yeah, it has been a pleasure to do this. Peace.